And welcome back. So last time we finished labs, and once you complete labs in the current updates, that is the requirement for Dr. Carson to spawn. Dr. Carson spawns around ovens, so because we've got the portable stove set up, she can spawn here, she can spawn basically around any of the actual cooking areas. It may actually be the industrial oven in here that's causing us to spawn. Either way, she's here, and she sells something very important. So I have grabbed the heater already to get the Carson family cookbook.
Cool.
Now that is a brilliant little bit of kit, because it basically gives you bonus cooking experience just for being near it. Really like increases the speed of leveling cooking. And I know we've only got a few levels left of it, but that is going to give us a little edge getting that done. Right, so what are we doing today? We are going to make our way through the vacuum chamber. So we opened that last time. So we had a look at the secrets, and then we've opened up the vacuum chamber. So we can now start to make a little bit more progress. I want to clear this next zone and the one after it, and then we'll start really looking to set up a permanent home. So we will make our way over there. Let me just get some repairs done. Because I don't think we really need much in this next area. But we will need a few things. So the most important thing will be the X-ray lamp. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that we're desperately going to need. Not really. We'll bring the vacuum, because the vacuum's just handy. I will organise these once we move to the new zone, so we've actually got chests that make a bit of sense. But again, this next area will get us some resources to make some of our jobs a bit easier. And we'll just let the ad come through. You got anything else, Dr. Carson? Gusto Goo. Viscous drink that tastes like grapefruit. Am I just not able to talk to you because the layak's behind us? We'll probably want to turn on my yeah, get zapped, you freak. I'll tell you what, let's grab some Gusto Goo.
Appreciate it.
No, just grab the one. Fair enough. Because we're starting to get a decent stockpile of stuff. Right. Highly caffeinated. Fatigue film -45. That's pretty cool, actually. Right. So the next zone, the big things we want, vacuum cleaner, something that can break crates, and we will recharge our headlamp. Something I didn't realise the first few times I played is if you just hold E, or like your activate button, you can like get a radial menu that shows you what items you've got, which can include equipped items, which saves you unequipping them, re-equipping them, and faffing about. Right. Let's just show you how quickly the tincture can get us back through to where we need to be, and then we can start some stuff up. Yeah, we've got the hazard suit. We are going to need that. Make sure you bring your hazard suit when you get to the vacuum chamber, because we are going to have to go through a heavily irradiated area, and you don't want to be puking your insides out. And of course, these little secrets. Janet! So we'll come back for them. We know they're there. They're not going to move. It's just that that's where we can get our Janet and Abe bobbleheads. And they're some of the few that talk when you poke them. Again, an important addition to anyone's base. You must always put your Abe bobblehead right by the doorway so that every time you leave or enter, you can Janet. Right. This is the vacuum chamber, so this is where they would basically do decon. Make sure that there was nothing like living in the trucks and things as they were passing through. And just basically make sure that everything was above board when it was being brought into containment. Which I think is pretty cool. Like, the facility does make some sense when you start to see it on, like, the bigger picture. Can I get through that gap? No, it's a little bit too small. I suppose I could just come around here to have a look. Whee! Right. Something's grinding and scraping. I'm not keen on that sound. But let's check in at security. So what have we got here? We've got a door that can only be unlocked with antithermite. Can I actually apply anything to that from this side? No, we can't open that. That might just be a door that we can't open anyway. It says the door won't budge, so my assumption is that it is properly locked off. And we're about to head into a very green area.
The vril shall cease, obey and toll. The deep, the dark, the fence, the moat.
That's a weird book.
The vril shall cease, obey and toll. The deep, the dark, the fence, the moat. A reprieve.
Ooh.
Be grateful. I perceive you've come far and seek escape from the depths, the shadow lair, where our kinds cannot coexist. You are of our kith, but not our kin, and I came with a warning, which is a gift.
Okay.
Halt here, and no worse shall befall you.
If I stop here, then I'm just gonna live down here until I die, which, you know, not really on the cards, love.
It was ever so that we struggled at the edge of the light, knowing not whether we stepped towards darkness or day, and soon enough darkness will rise.
Okay.
You have come far, but you will halt here, before the darkness, the water, the nexus, and egress, perhaps.
Okay.
You hear me, but do you understand?
No, because you're being all riddly and stupid.
Perhaps you are the true anomaly here. It was ever so that we struggled at the edge of the light.
Well, it wasn't very helpful.
Knowing not whether we stepped towards darkness or day.
Ooh, look at me. Let's be all dramatic and whimsical. Ooh. Maybe you could be helpful, love. I would say that regardless. That's not very helpful to be like, ooh, well, woe and misery and penises and sass. Like, come on, just tell me what I'm about to walk into, please, if you're going to give me a warning. Be like, oh yeah, the Murdertron 6000 is just out there. And then I can be like, oh great, Murdertron, right, I'll not deal with that then. Right, so we would have just dropped in through that pipe. Now we get to navigate a big radioactive goop pile. If we had the cube, we could just literally jump across there. It's a nice quiet spot, there's no enemies here, so as long as you've got your rad resistance on, it's a good spot for fishing for, well, radfish. Come on. How do I open that? Oh, I've got to go this way. Okay. It's just me being a silly sausage. And we're going to go through the goo pipe, so... We've got our hazard suit on, we've got our rad pills, so we aren't really taking any radiation damage, which is fantastic. Again, just keep some iodine on you, and whenever you start seeing the little prickles in your vision, pop one. That runs us up here. There's nothing sort of hidden about. It's just a little transition zone, so it's cool, but not exactly world changing. I suppose if you wanted to build a base in like a radioactive pit, go for it, but not really for me. Right. With that, we have just entered security. So first things first, grab a map. And then we want to come down this way, because that leads back to the office sector. This is a shortcut back to the atrium. So it just means that we don't have to faff about going through the radiation tunnel every time if we really don't need to. Beep boop, beep boop. And that opens up right next to that gate crate where the lady was. Julia, I think it was. That now has that open, and we can now start making a bit more progress. So security is incredibly dark. This is probably the lightest room here. So it isn't going to be the most visible location, I'll be honest. Large surface area is clear in advance of executive committee arrival tomorrow. No defence activity in the area between 11 and 10. But the VIPs, like, traitors? Hilda, this report on 042 is gobbledygook. I only need to know one thing. Was the Rubens exchange undetected? It's all there. We gained access to the MDP, replaced the item and removed the original. Security was laughable and certainly nothing Lenora couldn't handle. The work is in our possession. Oh, that was just them stealing the painting with the lost dog. Fair enough. That's slightly less exciting. Yeah, it's just a picture of the lost dog. Rutger, I was at the security range on Tuesday and I couldn't help noticing something. The targets on the gun range all have lab coats on. Why is that? This falls to the I'll do my job, you do yours, Richard. Yeesh. It's the just in case. Well, you can imagine, first and foremost, there's a bit of a. Probably a bit of an us versus them mentality. Because there always is in whatever business you're working in. It's like. I've worked as a cleaner, and there's always like a. Well, the regular staff don't know anything, or they're a bunch of filthy mongers. Filthy mongers, that's it. Filth mongers. I can get me bloody words out. Because to be fair, I'll tell you what, clean up after some of the smartest people in the country. I'll tell you what, they found a way to wipe their arses with the hinges of the toilets. Lord knows how. But you do get it in most businesses. How the fuck did you get here? I just opened this.
You know, there are surely beings in this universe stranger than anything this facility has locked away.
Yeah, probably, but like...
accidentally unleashed. Things we can't even imagine. Anyway, good luck in there. If you can get to the surface elevator in the center of this sector, we may actually have a way out of here. I know you'll figure it out. It's
don't trust this man as far as I can throw him.
Peaceful here. There's worse places than this, but if you're lucky, you'll never see them.
Shh, creepy weirdo. Right. So we are in security. There's a couple of little offices, so we can get access to a few more things. Some manufacturing long crates. Not going to pick that up yet. I'm not desperate for the resources, so I'm not going to fill my pockets with garbage. That's a red door, which 9 times out of 10 are locked, but I can guarantee the one time I don't check, it'll be one that actually has access to something. We've got a shredded bot.
If our intelligence is to be trusted, the Order, I forget their pretentious Latin name, regard themselves as the only safe custodians of the anomalies we research here at Cascade. Indeed, reports delivered to the exec committee suggest these zealots see themselves as protectors of humanity. The usual alibi for retrograde behavior through the ages. Imagine what humanity could learn. How we could profit as a species from access to something like the Sun Disk. We are sure they have it in their possession. A reply from the stars, and they bury it like some shameful secret. Superstitious idiots.
That's just a nice little bit of extra confirmation that the Order are the soldiers. So they're basically considering themselves the protectors of humanity, defenders. And this entire operation has basically been an effort to shut down Gate. Cascade is just one of the Gate facilities, and they have struck them all simultaneously.
IS-059 is still far from being understood. It appears impervious to all equipment and weapons employed against it thus far, and Gatekeeper attempts to capture it have come to nothing. Possibly it betrays a slight sensitivity to light, but how it moves, or even whether its garb is flesh or some sort of clothing, we have no idea. I'm reluctant to speculate until we learn more. I'm putting in a transfer request to Keystone for Gatekeeper's staff to replace those lost.
That is a lot of human juice. Yeah, so the premise of the security sector is we are trying to navigate our way around the main security ring. Without getting deaded, which is basically what we do in all of the areas. Open that to the repair bay, open up a little cheeky shortcut. Emails. Clean it up. The state of the security sector storage section is a serious problem. Some of our most high-tech gear components and cryptographic equipment just piled up everywhere. Anyone could walk in, grab something, and do anything they wanted. We at least shut it behind some doors. I'm aware of the situation, Richard, and I'll do my best to get it sorted shortly. But we've got a lot of staff on leave after the 59 recovery, which was your suggestion, if I recall. You'll have to excuse me if it hasn't been high priority. There's a lot of stuff in those Kates that I would call extremely high priority. Consider reassessing your priorities. Ooh. And that somehow gives us the keypad hacker tier 4. I'm not really sure what in that has identified it. Kevlar and some other stuff. Shadowgate. As research director at Cascade, I have the right to inspect subjects at any gate facility. However, I am being stalled and impeded in conducting my investigations into subjects held at our Intrados facility. I have received no IS designations or even confirmation of the exact number of subjects in their possession. The so-called contractors seem to think they operate outside the protocols of this organization, but I require access immediately. And this is Mance emailing Keystone. I'll inquire directly with Intrados administration, Dr. Mance, and confer with Miss Garrick when she returns from her own research trip. You're not the first to express difficulties. Expect to hear from me shortly, but don't expect a welcome mat. Rutger, I got a report from one of the data analysts on Moya's team. She claims she's detected some kind of leakage in our data network. Could be worth looking into. Concerns someone may be trying to monitor our communications. Get her data immediately. Lock it down. Run Gisp. Tell her if she talks about it with anyone else, she's fired. Fill you in later. Ooh. Marta, we need the sample assessed urgently. IS-0059 appeared while we were testing Varsha's X-rays. It accidentally strayed into the beam. Drop this material I've sent to your lab. It seems to be emitting black body radiation, but I need more data. Please be extremely careful. This is incredible. Thank you, Swan. Swan? I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I am terrible with names at the best of times. I've always been more of like... I remember people's faces way better than I remember their names. It's like, I'll know who I'm talking to, but there will be times where it's like someone I've known for years, and I'll just completely forget their name, and I don't know why. And then I just feel like a bit of a dingus. Right. Take all these repair kits, I'll gladly take them. The only armour we're going to find in these are security arm guards and leg guards. We can't get the full set just from exploring here, so... As much as I would love to pick up more bits and pieces, a huge amount. Headlamp is doing okay, but you know what? No, I don't need to pick up a flashlight, I've got other tools. Some screws. Another crowbar there, but we've got one at home. Actually, pull this out. And the keypad is covered in some sort of black shit. Yeah, if we catch him in an X-ray, he drops night essence, which is kind of neat. Into the portal! Some of your equipment isn't calibrated to this portal world. Doesn't need to be. Alright, but oh, we nearly backed you to death. I'm sorry, my little one. But this place is a really decent spot to get a lot of snag vines, and of course, night essence, which is one of our next sort of major materials. We've got the inkwell. So you can see there, we can fish in this. The fish are actually a really good source of night essence as well, and can be used to get materials to upgrade a couple of weapons, which is pretty nice. So you can see there's that jellyfish up there. We want to go and pop that. And yeah, this map has got some night essence spawns. I might be tempted to put some beacons in here actually and just be like, there's the night essence. At least until I learn where they all are. We also have the shades. They're like members of the team, but they're wearing this weird helmet and they're covered in the black goop. And yet it's never actually a real threat to us, so I have no idea what the situation is here. But we pop the jellyfish, the portal opens, and that removes the gunk on the keypad up top. What's that blue light? No idea. It's a really cool area. The ambience is... It's creepy without being super creepy. And I just really like the autumnal vibes. That's the Sister of the Unlost. So it's like people seem to be here and not. It's really weird. Right. We are feeling pretty fat right now. Well, we have got the shortcut open. So what we'll do is we'll head back, drop some junk off, because we need to pick up a lot more stuff. So if we can make some space, it'll make life a bit easier. And this is another reason why the atrium winds up being such a good place to stay. It's just boring. Oh, Marion's here. Grab you some gears, mate. But yeah, at the end of the day, every area ends up connecting. You've got manufacturing, you've got labs, you've got the upper offices, you've got the tram through to the other zones, and then if you need any additional access, you've got access through more zones. So it really is like almost too good of a location. It really doesn't encourage you to move far away, but that is also a good thing, because it means that players that just want to play the game and not worry about any of this crap don't have to worry about setting up a complicated base in a stupid place. They can just be like, you know what, I live here. So it's something where I'm simultaneously like, it's good game design, but it's just not my style. But then at the same time, it just makes it very hard to move anywhere else because it's just so convenient to stay here. Right, what have I unlocked? Keypad hacker. So we can get these, but that is a different kettle of fish. Energy pistol. I still don't understand why they have recipes that are just the ingredients and it doesn't really ask you for anything else. That's a brilliant, brilliant weapon. Really like it. Nets you like no experience, but it's a good weapon. Right. So I can probably afford to take my hazard suit off. And let's... I really don't want to build more storage. But we'll build one more just to contain the loot that we've got. And then I am hoping to move basically after the next zone. Oh god, you're alive, aren't you? You're awake, but there's no power, so the X-ray's not going to get you. I don't know why sometimes, like, if you don't get it, like, mad at you, it just doesn't drop the essence. It's really annoying. Alright, pop these down. I don't need to be carrying that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I mean, to be fair, this entire zone is... just really doesn't need much of anything. We will need... what base of the weapons we've got on us for the next spot. So actually...
Anyone else getting a bit
I'll not do that
hungry?
yet. Right, we need a snacky. What have we got? You know, I'll just fry up some grub meat. I'm really not doing a lot of the cooking yet, but I will do once we get access to bigger crop plots. Because these early ones just... you spend so much time looking after them, and it's just frustrating. And I'm intending to move, so I don't want to make a load of dishes that you put down and then just not have the chance to actually eat them. Because I don't think you can pick them back up, which is mildly annoying. But again, what can you do? Right, blub 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 blub. Now I've got wheat in one of these. Oh, and I need to give Marion his gears. Should do that as well before he despawns. Pop them down. See if we can catch him. Because reinforced pipes are so valuable. And if you're just running the train, like, you can just exchange bits of the watchers for them. Might as well. Like, I wonder if you can, like, deconstruct the fine chains. Bug meat. But there's no radiation attached to it, and it's decent hunger, so really not too bad. Use a drink. Our anti-juice is starting to run a little bit low in that barrel, but again, we've got 2 more, and that has been lasting us forever. Really been doing a good job. Yeah, reinforced hose, I think, is probably the biggest pain in the bum in this game. I can scrap exquisite chains for silver. Okay, so for watchers, you can get reinforced hoses and effectively carbon. So yeah, make sure you're picking up the watchers whenever you're doing the train. Like, they're not the most essential early, but you will find yourself wanting them, so just get them. Lovely. Right. Bring that back down. Sort our inventory. Is there anything else I can deposit? Put those bullets in my SMG. That would be handy. I've got bandages. I should bring some healing syringes. The odds of us getting caught aren't the worst, but I would far rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Ooh, I keep having to adjust in my chair. Right. Let's make up some skibby stabbers. They do become better as your first aid skill increases. But, very rarely... I mean, first aid just takes so long to level. You can see we've been playing so far. And fortitude and first aid, like, they just take a long time, because early game you're very squishy and you don't want to get hit. But you need to get hit to level. So it's... I do wish there were better ways to level fortitude early. Because it is just a little bit meh. Right, we've got our flashlight back, we've got our tools, we've got the gear we need to get more night essence.
I may soon need the facilities.
There's a toilet in security. See, I've definitely thought all this through. Yeah, see? All intended, all planned, all professional. Oh, I'm apparently clean already. I can't wash my hands after pooping. Well, now I feel dirty. Right. So if we go back upstairs, he may respawn. The aim of the game here is just to try and be stealthy. And actually, if we're being stealthy, you get back in my ass. From what I gather from the logs about the Reaper, is he can see light. But literally all you gotta do is just play keep away for a bit. Ow. He should despawn. Oh, and just run away. You are not supposed to keep following me this far, mate. They normally have just given up it now. He doesn't usually come down the tunnels, so I was a little bit surprised by that. Oh well. As you can see, like he's scary, but he's not like blur go away. I mean, he's a little bit blur go away, but he's not the most blur go away. Right. So that's where we would get the field diagram. Novum Rift, Canaan. Praetor, it seems the Prometheans have unwittingly revealed the location of a lodestone. They established a rift with no inkling of what they have unearthed. The rift is in their particle lab near their bestiary, but we have not been able to reopen it. The joint seems to require a biological activation. Inquisitors investigating suggest the gate of harness growths from the dimension of sleep. The Reaper's excretions and coiled vines carried a world breach within them. We can utilize these to restore the rift. Inquisitor Malanaki disinterred data indicating the gate dispatched an expedition to the lodestone's location. He interprets their psychobabble to imply they have encountered a sect of soi-disant Bogomes who worship the artifact. If this is so, it is only a matter of time until these meddlers discover the lodestone and thence its origin. I submit this would be disastrous. Please advise your desired course. Divinator, tu bene. We are aware of this sect. Their creed flows from the same font, but riven from all sense or proportion. Directionless, their patriarch is devout, all perceivable virtues of a humble saint, but his theodicy is indistinguishable from mania. However, take comfort. Gate's discovery is perhaps to our advantage. We must also observe penitence. They located what we had lost. Let them retrieve the lodestone, then relieve them of that burden before they determine its provenance. Their investigations into such an object would be akin to flashing a beacon to the cosmos. We cannot allow them to examine it closely. It cannot be permitted. To report that Inquisitor Psychic has failed to return from his foray through the rift to the unsuspected to the suspected lodestone 17 site. We believe he has joined the Perirunt, not recordable. As I comprehend it, our ignorance is threefold: our brethren's fate, the fate of lodestone 17, and how to reactivate the rift. This is deeply troubling and in the final account unacceptable. Resolve this, it will be the annulled you join, not the Periunts. I think we found Siddiq, didn't we? Because that's the Journal of Siddiq, number 2. And that has been added in this update to give us quicker access to the appropriate portal. Which is quite nice. Can I break this body down? Didn't bring a knife with me because there's not really much to hunt here. A skull and a bonnet. Oh, I'm so pretty. Yeah, so we need that to be able to progress through to the next zone, because we can come in here and let's unlock some doors. I can't open that, okay. Oh, free ammo. Anything interesting here? Any repair kits? No. More batons. That's the surface lift. Does that mean we're getting out of here? That'll be a no. And that opened that security gate as well. Okay.
Don't make any noise.
Why not?
This is a nightmare.
Hi, Celine.
Power cut off and that creature appeared. It's taking people somewhere, and that awful stuff is growing over everything.
Yeah, the goo.
That sound. It was the surface elevator, wasn't it?
Yeah, I might have
Trapped, aren't
might have
we?
made a goose there.
Locked in here with that thing.
Just
Have you
down
seen
the
the
tunnel
glasses
back to
in here?
the
If I can just find
back to
them.
the atrium.
This is the security sector. There has to be codes, passes, something to help us get out of here. But we must
see what I can do.
stay quiet. Have you heard it speak? What on earth is it saying?
I don't know, some ancient
I
Latin.
saw a Transrecon report once. It mentioned something looking like that. Like, well, I don't have to tell you, do I? But I've seen every specimen TR brings back. There's nothing like this in containment. It isn't one of ours. So how did it get here?
The Reaper's
My
attracted to all the
glasses.
death.
It's hopeless. Everything's a blurry mess. Am I supposed to crawl through the darkness? Even if I could get to the dam, it might as well be 50 miles. And
Damn.
then what? Have you heard it speak? What on earth
Oh, I
is
can't
it
open
saying?
that.
Clearance insufficient.
Right. But we do need some more resources from here before we can progress further. More ammo, I'll take that all day. Now, the first time I came through here, it was so freaking tense. It was brilliant. And then I realised that the Reaper's kind of just a big baby. Like, he's scary, don't get me wrong. He's a big scary boy. But he's also kind of a big baby. Well, there's lots of stuff in here. I might as well just close that behind us so I don't have to think about him. But, I want to break a lot of these crates down here for Kevlar and sensory units, and then we want to head upstairs. Because then we can grab some more resources for progression. Nothing there. Intermediate repair kit. I will take that, thank you kindly. Well, it's just a good rule of thumb to use the weapon class you're trying to use to break boxes. What level are we up to? Do you kind of want to get blunt up, but slice and dice and severe bleeding sounds like that's going to be really helpful. Accuracy's getting there quite quickly, so I'm reloading. We're nearly at 15. 15 reloading is brilliant. Well, that's just cheeky, sir, coming up behind me that way. In theory, the laser should... There we go, cause him to despawn. It'll take a bit more effort next time, but that is the way it's meant to work. So yeah, this entire area is just meant to be sort of stealthing and grabbing up the resources you need. There's not a huge variety of stuff, so I'm not too worried. That's good. Good haul in here. Wham! Bam! Thank you, ma'am. There we go, loads of stuff. So I don't want to use any of these upgrade materials yet. I want to make sure I'm prioritising their use. He's just walked past me. Yeah, I see you, you big dick. You can do is just like tuck into one of these and crouch. He's clearly still on me. Would you like to leave the area, sir? I mean, I'll gladly just sit here and farm night essence if you're just gonna move about there. I may go back and make the laser pistol, because you can use that to just disperse him. Ooh, Sudra. Would you like to piss off, sir? I'll just hide down here. Is he just going to leave? I think I just saw him fade away. Got some of the stuff we're looking for. He's down there, so we're gonna scoot past, get up here. The first thing I want to do is unlock the doors up here. Because there will be times he spawns up here, and I really just don't want to deal with him. But these contain magnetic alloy, and I need to make sure I've got 10 of those. Yeah, that's essentially what this section's going to be. How many do I need? Just double checking. I can make the night vision goggles as well now. 2 lenses, an infrared emitter, some sensors. It's not too bad. Yeah, 10 alloy, 8 sensors, keypad hacker. And get that up to level 4. The mad thing is, we do actually want him to catch us here at some point. Oh, god damn it. Can you not, sir? That's it, poop out your essence. Do you mind? Apparently he very much does. Come on, mate. Now, I am detected, so he's just gonna keep being a dick. Can you give up? Right, let's go and get the laser pistol. Because he's being a dingus. Alright, magbo, be the alloy, capacitors, a lens, and cable? Yeah. That's a really powerful weapon, but it has really expensive ammo. Like rebar and carbon. Throwing quills, really, really good throw item, but again, magnetic alloy, they do cost a fair chunk. LCD screen, I'm gonna make that. If I don't drop it on the floor. And the layak's just out front, making stupid layak noises. LCD screen. Laser pistol. Well, energy pistol. It is a brilliant backup weapon, because it has effectively infinite ammo. It's a tank charge weapon. Drop some stuff away. Because there's some of this stuff I don't need to be carrying, like the journals and things. Port storm, well that's not a problem, that's going to zap him. I've got the port suppression field, so I'm not really too worried. Right. You can see our next goal is to explore Canaan and find ingredients. So we are going to go to the next map, which is going to be pretty cool. So what do we need to go there? We need a snagroot seed. And we need one of those essences we just got. I also want to bring a spuddy. Where are we? Gear. Yes, I've unlocked... Oh, we have actually unlocked the crystalline set. Ooh. 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 Because this could make Canaan an absolute cakewalk. They are very helpful for the next few zones, so I'm actually very tempted to make this set. I need a lot of projection matrices. Sensory companion is handy, but not really essential. It's cool, but yeah. Warming drawer, not really a good item. Auto salvager, that is chain. Compressor and just energy break? Yeah. You can just drop stuff in that to salvage them instead of manually salvage them, which is cool. Carbon plate, magnetic alloy, reinforced planks to make these large crates. These are brilliant and what I was kind of hoping for before we got through the ammo station. So we can use that to make ammunition, which is also very, very helpful. Still missing a load of stuff with the chef knife. Right, what else do I want? What do we need for crystal set is mostly these projection matrices, which I can actually make 4 off straight away. Let's do it. It's a little bit cheesy, but it's a brilliant armor set, especially if you've gone with something like I've gone with conspicuous. Additionally, what do I need for the night vision goggles? Another lens and infrared emitter. I can make the infrared emitter. And I can head down to the blacksmith at some point. Right, crystalline. Let's make a helmet. The greaves, not the greaves, the coutures. The cuirass will need a few more. Cuirass? I don't know. It eats a lot of glass, so if you're playing on a server, like, it is a bit of a nightmare to get it for multiple people. But we've done a lot of gathering, we're in a really nice spot, and we can switch over to a stealth set, which essentially just makes us invisible as long as we're sneaking. Which is busted, is the nice way of putting it. It just means we can really sort of quickly make our way through Canaan and now the rest of security. Because the guy just can't see us. Let me adjust something. I just need to make sure I'm keeping an eye on the timing of the recording. Okay, so that is about an hour actually, as we've entered into security and done a little bit. So I think what we'll do is we'll end this episode here. And we'll start the next one in the next zone, which is going to be a little bit of a long haul. So saying that, I should probably be bringing some snacks and drink. We've got water, but I should definitely be bringing some drink with me. Putting that radioactive material out of my pocket. Get out of here. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll do the cooking between episodes just so we've got stuff to bring with us, because that's just boring to watch. Right, and we'll catch you next time. Like, follow and subscribe if you have enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one.